You know that voice inside of your head that tells you that you're not pretty enough, that your body is not nice enough, that whatever you just said was really cringy? Do you realize that that voice is coming from you? It's no one else's voice, it's yours. And so if you want to feel confident within yourself, if you want to start accepting yourself, if you want to start loving yourself, it's going to be up to you to work on this voice within your head. And before you even comment and say, no, but there's other voices outside, people tell me that I don't look nice, or people judge me, or people picked on this, that, and the third. You still have a voice inside of your head that either accepts what they're saying as truth or not. So again, it comes back to you. And let's talk about this for a second. The person that you think is super pretty and is super confident and really loves themselves still has to be confronted with the fact that there are people out there that society would essentially deem prettier than them, or more successful than them, or have nicer bodies than them. So if they are faced with the reality that someone is quote unquote better than them, even though we can have that discussion whether people are really better than you or not, how do you think that they still feel confident and pretty within themselves? Because like I said, they still have to walk into reality and see that there are people on all different levels. And the difference between you and that person is that somebody who truly is confident and happy within themselves, they understand that there are going to be other people who are different than them, and that is okay. That is okay that somebody is prettier than me. That is okay that somebody is more successful than me. That is okay that my body is not picture perfect. That is okay if when I walk in the room, not every single person thinks I'm that girl. You know why? Because I think that I'm that girl. You know why? Because what matters is my opinion about myself. And you know why? Because everyone is so unique that there is never going to be somebody who is good at absolutely every single thing unless you perceive them to be. So it's coming back to you again. You have a certain perception of yourself and others and how you should be showing up in order to be a confident girl, a pretty girl, a successful, hot girl. And if you really do want to feel better about yourself, you're gonna need to change that narrative within yourself. So you might be wondering why I have my coffee and I have my bag on and my AirPods in. That's because I just came from a hot girl walk and we are about to get ready. And as we get ready, we're gonna talk about how to be okay with the fact that there are gonna be people that are just quote unquote better than you. And when I mean better than you, I don't want to hear it in the comments about, oh, no one's actually better than you, this, that, and the third. Okay, we can acknowledge that there are gonna just be people who are just like, wow, so uniquely beautiful and different than you, okay? How do you be okay with people who are different than you? And how do you just have more confidence within yourself? I also got a lot of questions on my Instagram, which go follow me there, Alicia Gogan, if you want to keep up to date with me. And you guys had a lot of questions regarding confidence. And I felt, what better time would this be as I'm getting ready, because I'm going to see Central C at a music festival today. And I remember when I used to get ready with my girlfriends and worry about outfits and makeup and go to social situations where there's so many people, and I used to be so insecure. I used to compare myself against my friends, not in a very unhealthy way. Like I never was like a mean girl or anything, but you know, I would always look at myself like I wasn't the prettiest, or my body wasn't as nice as everyone else's, and I always felt like crap about myself. I used to hyper focus on my body and my appearance, and then I would really be out of the moment when I was getting ready, and instead of being excited to go out and have fun and go to a festival or go somewhere for the first time, I would just be kind of dreading it in a way because I would feel like such crap about myself. And then when I would go to the festivals or I would go somewhere social, I would be hyper focusing on what everyone else is wearing and how great they look and how crappy I look, and then I would be like, oh, like hopefully next year, you know what, next year I'll have a better time here, like next year I'll be confident, da 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 da. No. So if you ever feel like that with anything, we're gonna talk about that today. Hopefully some of these tips can help you, but I need to get in the shower and then we're gonna do some skincare. There's no better feeling than having a full body shower. I literally feel so good. Right after I got out of the shower, guys, I've been using this Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Body Mist Oil, and it is so good and it smells unreal. It says it's oat oil and jojoba oil. So if you're looking for something that's like probably not too expensive, because I don't think this is too expensive because it's Aveeno, like it's a shopper's brand, get this because it literally makes your skin glowing. Or what you could do out of the shower to just give you a nice glow is I have sweet almond oil, or usually I will have jojoba oil, and I have this usually so that I can put on a little bit of oil on a pad like this and wipe off my eye makeup at the end of the night instead of using makeup wipes, because I just think that this is quicker and easier and just better for your skin. So you can put this on yourself. I don't know, just like a pro tip. It's summer, we want to look glowing. I also quickly just put on the Glow Toner by Charlotte Tilbury. They had sent me a skincare line. I don't know if she has multiple, but they sent me like a whole line. This is not sponsored, but I've been using it for like a month now, and it is amazing. So I just put that on my skin right as I got out of the shower because I like to start doing my skincare when my skin is still damp. Like, I don't like my skin drying out and like waiting a long time. So let's talk about how to be okay with knowing that other people are better than you. And I know it sounds bad. People aren't really actually like better than you. Only you perceive that. But in general, like, we can't deny that there's just like pretty people and there's super successful people. And my best tip is to focus on you. Now quickly, I'm gonna put on this kombucha facial treatment essence by Fresh Beauty. This is supposed to help with like environmental toxins and stuff on your face, I don't know. But something that I realized that I used to be super hyper focused on was other people. Like, I literally was always worrying about how somebody looked or what their outfits were or how pretty they were, or like, oh my gosh, they have this many followers on Instagram, or like, look at all the popularity that they have and like all the guys that they get to date, blah, blah, blah. Why are you so worried? Why are you so worried about what someone else is doing and what they're getting in their life? And like, if we're real with ourselves for a second, it's no wonder you don't feel good about yourself when you literally never have the spotlight on you. And if you had the spotlight on you, you would be able to start taking some actions to actually make you feel better. But how is it that you're gonna feel better about yourself when you literally can't stop looking and comparing, worrying about everyone else? Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and how pretty people are or how nice their bodies are. If you wanna stop comparing yourself, you need to start looking at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. And this is another thing that I had to realize, like, as I really started to put my focus more on myself every day, and even when I started to focus on other people, I would just bring my attention back to myself and really start comparing myself to the old version of me and taking more action and doing the things that I wanted in my life. I started to realize when I did come across somebody who naturally I'm like, wow, they're so successful, or they're so pretty, or they're so like whatever it is that they are, I stopped feeling like shit about myself because I was taking action in my own life. So there came to a point where I was still sometimes really seeing how everyone else was doing in their lives. I think that it's not a thing that you're just gonna ever get away from. It'll definitely lessen. But even when I started witnessing myself witness other people and their success, how beautiful they were, I no longer looked at myself like, oh, like you're falling short. You know why? Because I have been focusing on myself. I have been getting up and going to the gym and eating right and moving my body and doing my work and doing the things that I know that I need to be doing. So when I do come in contact with somebody who is quote unquote better than me, I don't really feel that crappy about myself because I know that I am at my full potential right now. I know that I am not slacking on my shit. You usually feel worse about yourself when you see someone else glowing because they're really just a reflection to you of what you probably are not. And what I mean by that is, usually they're reminding you of all the ways in which you're actually slacking. There are definitely things in your life that you are not doing that you could be doing that would make you feel better about yourself. And listen, again, we don't want to measure ourselves against other people, right? Like, you don't want to look at yourself and be like, oh, okay, well, now I need to do my hair like her, my makeup like her, and I need to work out just like her and eat just like her so that I can feel good about myself. But you have a certain standard for your own unique self, and you know when you're living up to that or not. So my best tip is to start putting your time and your attention into the things that you have been slacking on, the things that you haven't been working on, honestly. And quite frankly, if your attention is on everyone else, how is it that your attention can also be on yourself? It can't work. It doesn't work like that. So I can guarantee you there is definitely things in your life right now that you are not really living up to. Stop focusing on what everyone else is doing. Stop focusing on what everyone else is living up to, and live up to your own shit, whatever that is. Next, I'm going in with the Charlotte's Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. That was a mouthful. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a serum. It also makes my skin glowing. By the way, I'll have all my favorite skincare products and makeup and everything on my Like to Know It, which will be linked in the description. If you guys are not on Like to Know It, you guys need to be on there. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing. And I think the more that you really do put your focus on you and you get real with yourself about how you're probably not showing up in many ways in your own life, it really does help you with the comparison. Because like, I was thinking about this actually in the shower of when I used to go to festivals, and how when I would go to festivals, I would see girls, right? This is not all I think about at festivals, by the way, but just like when I was really insecure, like it just definitely was a big thing. I would go to festivals and I would see girls who like had body goals, like they were like my goals, like, oh my God, they're freaking amazing. And I would look at them and instantly look at myself like so much less than, like just so crap, just so like low. But I never had that internal dialogue to tell myself that, first of all, her beauty actually has literally nothing to do with you, for one. And for two, can you not recognize the actions that you are taking, or if you're gonna be real with yourself, the actions that you're not taking that would probably make you feel better about the situation? Like, I just like looked at other people and just felt like crap about myself, and that was it. And I would just like continue to go. You need to learn how to have an internal dialogue where you are basically redirecting your focus. And I like to think about this as like having, well, actually, we do have inner child within us, and that's really what's running the show. A little inner child that just feels like she's not enough and she's ugly and she doesn't get chosen and this, that. Understand this. Children sometimes, they like to walk away again and go and do shit and like get into all of this mess and whatever. And you as the adult self need to lovingly bring your inner child back to you. Inner child wants to go over here and be like, oh my God, but look at how pretty she is and look at da-da-da-da. You want to grab her hand and be like, actually, no, we don't need to. It's totally fine. Like, we're good. We can observe her, sure. Oh, she's amazing. Or that person's so successful, but that is literally so irrelevant to us. And right here, this is where we need to be right now. And now it's so insane because I literally, when I go out to, let's say, a festival, or like when I'm around really pretty people, or like whatever, successful people and stuff, I can literally witness myself looking at somebody and just being like, wow, they're so beautiful. And that's it. Like, I don't think about myself in comparison to this other person. It's actually very irrelevant. And I think another thing that you kind of have to explore is having a scarcity mindset. Sometimes when we look at other people and we see them that they're successful or they're pretty or they're having attention or whatever, it almost like makes us think that there's never gonna be enough for us, or like we can't get there. And then that's when it's still on you though, because it's really a limiting belief. Like, just because somebody's really pretty and has attention, does that mean that you're never gonna have that yourself, or that like they're taking something away from you, or that like just because they're successful that you're not gonna be successful? No, but that's what you think, and that is why you feel like crap when you look at these people. But again, it's gonna be up to you to tell yourself, this is not the truth of me and the world and what it is. I have been programmed from a very young age, unfortunately. Maybe there has been people that have told me that I'm less than, that I'm not pretty, that I'm whatever, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't need to be my truth. You have to understand this, especially if you've ever gone through like, and I think we have all gone through this. By the way, I'll give you a quick story. First, I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue. I put this under my eyes, guys. This makes my like under eyes glowing. Like I was saying, obviously, like we all go through, probably at some point in our life, somebody had said something to us that makes us feel insecure. It's the unfortunate truth about just growing up and being around, especially kids. I remember back in school, I was really, really insecure about my eyes. My eyes are really big, but they actually used to be a little bit bigger because I had a hyperactive thyroid and it was almost turning into Graves' disease. And you can look that up if you want. I don't have it, but it like can make your eyes really big. And I was also really skinny. So I just like was really insecure about my eyes. And my crush, okay, my high school crush, literally one day I was walking down the hallway and he knew of me and stuff, but like, I don't know. And I was so insecure, oh my God. I was walking down the hallway, I was with my like two friends, and I was walking past and he stopped me with like two of his guy friends and he goes, hey, yo, isn't that the girl with the big eyes? And then my friends were like, what the fuck? And I was like, what? And then I just walked away. Do you know how crushed I was? Like, not only are you telling me something that I'm already insecure about, but on top of that, you're literally my crush. And fast forward actually to like years later, he actually apologized for that and realizing like that was actually so fucking uncool. Next, I'm going in with this SVR 20% optimized vitamin C serum. So anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but I just wanted to let you guys know, like, I'm not prone to like people like pointing out insecurities and this, that, but in that moment, like even when I was young, that really, it did definitely crush me. But I realized as I got older, it's like, just because he thought that my eyes didn't look nice doesn't actually mean, first of all, that my eyes didn't look nice, because actually a lot of people thought my eyes looked really, really nice. But also you need to understand that anyone who is saying anything about you is also insecure themselves, is also hurting deep down. And I just want you to know this. Are you really gonna take somebody who is insecure themselves and is low themselves and wants to bring you down with them? Because that's seriously all that it is. It is somebody who feels super low about themselves in some capacity, or they have a certain viewpoint of how things should be, and they want you to conform to that. You don't have any alliance to them, by the way. You do not have to conform to them, by the way. And why would you want to now conform and change and start hating on you, your unique self, because somebody wants you to? What kind of love is that? What kind of friendship is that? What kind of anything is that? And another thing is, it's like, you will never be able to fit into every single beauty standard. Like, you really have to understand that. Like, even, you know, the beauty standards that we say that there are right now in society, even then, there's gonna be people who fit into the basic beauty standard that still half the population would look at and be like, no, I don't think that they're pretty, or they're successful, or whatever. Like, people measure things on such different like spectrums, it's insane. Or even more, let's take out like beauty for a second, okay? Body image. There are so many people that think Kim K's body is like the pinnacle of like what a body should look like. But then there's other people who literally look at like really thin girls and they're like, that's what like looks really good. Or fit girls, like it literally doesn't matter, right? And even when it comes to success, you might think a CEO of a company is like super successful, but I might look at somebody who is a great mother and a great wife, has created a beautiful life as very successful more than a CEO. Like, it literally is so unique. So when you do hear any sort of criticism, when you do hear people like favoriting one look over the other, or telling you this is how you should be successful, and if not, you're not successful, you don't need to listen to that. It comes back down to you. When you decide that you are good enough, you are good enough. It's like we're waiting for people to tell us that we're okay. Well, guess what? There's gonna be people in your life who will tell you that you're okay and like you're pretty. Like, I can tell you that, but at the end of the day, only you can really do that. Now I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Turnaround Moisturizer. So one of you asked on my Instagram, how can I feel attractive, pretty, beautiful? I really think that like you probably know the answer by now. You do what makes you feel good. I used to try and wear all the clothes that all of my friends were wearing, and then I would feel like crap about myself because like my body type wasn't the same, or like my hair wasn't the same. So if I tried to do something like straighten my hair, just like wouldn't look the absolute best. And then I started to realize like what actually makes me feel the best is what's the most natural to me, what's the most easy, what's the most not uncomfortable thing. I know some people get tripped up with this because it's like, well, what if how I will feel good is wearing what everyone else is wearing? But is that really true? Because when you try and wear what everyone else is wearing, do you actually feel good? No, you don't. But also if you do, then that's fine too. So I think over time, just giving yourself options to not always keep up with the Joneses is really helpful. So when I go to concerts, when I go to festivals, when I go out with my friends and stuff, I no longer am like asking, well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I ask what people are wearing just because like I want to see the vibes, but literally that does not affect what I'm going to choose. Like when we're going to a festival today, my one friend sent a photo of what someone was wearing, which is like a normal festival girly outfit and something that I would usually wear like back in the day, but I don't want to wear that. Like I want to dress the way that I want to dress for basically a rap concert, and that's what I'm going to do. And you know why I'm going to do that though is because I'm going to feel my best, and when I feel my best, I'm going to radiate this energy of just beauty and light and love and just be in the present moment. I'm not going to be stressing over, oh my god, my body looks not the same as hers, and like whatever. I'm not comparing anything, whatever. I'm just wearing what I want and I'm being happy in the moment. When you go out into social settings, it's so important that you start to witness where your mind goes to like comparing or like, oh my god, look at that, whatever. Try your best when your mind goes there, first of all, to try and bring your inner child back and be like, we literally don't need to focus on this. Like tell yourself in that moment, is this really important right now? For me to be in a social setting right now and be worrying about how, wow, look at how great her body looks, or like, wow, she's super successful and I'm not. Why is that relevant? I can guarantee you there's something that's more important than whatever it is that you're hyper focusing on. I can guarantee you, but you need to tell yourself that. You basically need to tell your inner child that. Like, sorry, not important. Let's go back to what is important. And if you are in a room where the only thing that is the most important thing is how pretty you look, maybe I would suggest leaving that room. I think another tip, being 27 years old and being confident, is it will take some time for you to know like what your style is and like what you really like to do with your makeup or your hair, or if you want to do it or not. You just whatever. Or even when it comes to like doing anything for your work or like being a content creator, things like that, like you're not gonna fully just be confident right off the bat. You're not going to know the answer right off the bat, but you can still try and still have fun. And like, yeah, maybe one day when you're going to a festival or you're going somewhere that maybe you would be a little bit more insecure about, maybe there's like one step that you can take that is gonna make you feel a little bit more secure than you were last year. And that's good, that's great. Now, someone asked me how to stop seeking validation from other people, and I think you honestly just need to remind yourself of how crappy it does feel when you do that. Like, don't you want to be happy all the time instead of only when somebody is texting you and validating you and telling you how much they like you or liking your photos? Like, I remember I used to literally be a victim to only feeling good when I posted an Instagram photo and people like me. Like, you need to remind yourself of what a half-assed type of life that is. So when somebody isn't validating you and you recognize that you're starting to feel like crap about yourself and you're wanting to search out that external validation by texting somebody, posting something, or whatever, ask yourself in the moment, why is it that I'm feeling like I need to take this action right now? Why do I want to text this person? Why do I feel like I have to post this photo right now? And then try and tell yourself in that moment before you take that action that you are lovable, that you are amazing. Start listing out things that are great about you. Tell yourself that if you continue to only seek this external validation, it's gonna be fleeting. Tell yourself how it's going to feel when you text that person and they either tell you that you're amazing or whatever, but then they stop texting you or they don't answer. Or like, how are you gonna feel once you post that photo and then a day later it's done? Like, everyone stops liking the photo. How are you gonna feel? Like, this is insane. This is not to mean you can't text people, you can't get external validation sometimes. It's great, obviously, or you can't post on social media, but you should be posting from a place of, I love myself. I really don't care how many people right now are gonna like my photo or how many people are gonna watch my video, or if this person is even going to say what I really would love them to say back to me, because I know that I'm lovable. I know that I'm amazing. And we are ready to go to see Central C, guys. I literally cannot wait. If you guys don't know, I have a crush on Central C. But honestly though, I just really love his music. Like, pretty sure he has a girlfriend, which is very irrelevant because like, what am I gonna do with a rapper? But anyways, I just wanted to say one last thing when it came to confidence, because some of you guys were asking like, how do you keep up the confidence within yourself? I feel like sometimes I have it and then like an hour later I'm feeling crap about myself again. And someone had also said when they think about working on themselves, it just makes them realize how far they have to come, and then that makes them feel like crap, and then they lose confidence with themselves because of the timeline. And this is what you need to understand, especially when you are somebody who's like rebuilding confidence and self-worth. It's not going to be linear. There's gonna be days and weeks sometimes where you're not gonna feel the best about yourself. Now, what is going to help you stay consistent with feeling confident is you consistently showing up for yourself. The more that you show up for yourself, the more you're able to look at yourself like somebody who is great. It's not to mean that you're not great if you don't show up for yourself sometimes, because we have those days. But if you want to feel confident within yourself and go out in the world and live your life, then yes, the things that you do at home, the things that you consistently do for yourself will be sitting in your head. And if they're not, then you need to start reminding yourself of those things on the times that you do maybe feel a little bit low. Pick yourself back up, write out a list of affirmations of how great you are and all the things that you have accomplished. Even for me, sometimes when it comes to work, like there's so many things that I want to do for my work. And sometimes I'll get hard on myself. And then I have to sit there and be like, Alicia, look at all the things that you did in one day. That is amazing. You have done so much. You showed up for yourself, and that is what you need to do for yourself. And also, when it comes to like timelines and stuff, we attach so much to the outcome, which makes everything so much worse for ourselves, especially when we are trying to work towards something that will help build our confidence, like having our dream body or being healthier or having more money or just like, you know, having the relationship that we want, whatever it is that we want in our lives that we think that we're gonna just like be so much happier with it. First of all, that's not ever the full picture. You attaching to that outcome so much and holding off on being happy right now is literally you living a half-assed life. And I know it can be hard, but again, it's you that's telling yourself that you can't live your life or you can't be happy until you have X, Y, and Z. So stop waiting to live your life and learn how to be okay with the imperfections of life, the imperfections versions of you and work towards building a better you. And that is what I do. You might look at me and be like, oh, well, she's the pinnacle of whatever it is. But in my head, no, I'm not flawless. I'm not perfect. There's days that I'm not feeling super confident about myself, but I look at myself like I'm just building and working towards things in my life. But I'm also very much so okay with me not being perfect. I don't need to. You literally don't need to always be the prettiest person, the skinniest person, the most fit person, the most successful person. Remind yourself that there are so many things more important than your looks or what you've achieved in your life. And if you find that you care a lot about that and or you're in spaces where that's all that matters, then you really need to take a good look at what it is that you value in your life and why you value these things. At the end of the day, we are all going to get old and wrinkly. We are not always going to be picture perfect. There's going to be times when our bodies are not in the best shape. There's going to be times where we're low with our careers and we're confused and we're lost. This is not the time for you to look at yourself like you are unworthy and that you are less than because you're not perfect. And quite frankly, I would never want to be with someone, be someone's friend, be someone's spouse, be someone's family member in which they only cared about me and they only valued me because of how I look or what I bring to the table. I care more about how I feel in the presence of other people. I care more about how people treat me. I care more about caring about other people and allowing them to have the space to feel what they want to feel. I care more about being in the present and listening to music instead of worrying about how hot I look. I care more about, am I healthy? Am I happy? Do I have enough money to live the life that I want versus measuring how successful this person is against me? Focus on yourself. What makes you happy? And if what makes you happy is you winning against everyone else, then you're gonna lose. You're gonna literally lose every single time because there's always in your mind going to be somebody who is prettier, who is more successful, who has X, Y, and Z. There's gonna be more achievements to get. There's also gonna be more money to get. There's gonna be more opportunities. There's endless amounts of everything. So at some point, you need to be okay. And this is not about settling. This is about being happy and being content for once in your life. And I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is to witness when your mind wants to go this way, outside of you, and focus on everything else and bring your inner child back towards yourself. Remind yourself that this is just an old pattern. This is not what's important in life. And on top of that, what is it that we are not focusing on and working on that we could be? Because there's always something. If your attention is on the outside sources, there's no way that you would be able to focus on yourself when you're not looking at yourself, when you're not looking at your habits and looking at the things that really make you happy or could make you happy if you start taking that action. Listen. Confidence and loving yourself, it is a freaking journey. Understand that. Not every day is going to be perfect, but it's going to be up to you to work on this. No one else is going to, especially not in this world, make you feel so amazing. It's gonna really be you. I even had a mom who literally always told me that I was so beautiful all the time. Even though there's definitely people who didn't like favor me and whatever, she would always tell me that, but I couldn't listen. Because I cared more about the wrong things. I cared more about fitting in with people who literally didn't care about me. I cared more about going to parties or going to environments where literally all everyone cared about was how hot you looked. And then I started to realize, like, no wonder I can't accept who I am when I'm putting myself in these places and I'm not taking care of myself. And the more that I actually did focus on myself and take myself out of environments that were unhealthy in the first place, I realized my mom was right. More times I decided to do things for myself, like wear the outfits that I wanted and do the makeup the way I wanted and stop caring about what everyone else did. I felt so much more confident within myself because I make decisions for myself. When you decide something and you trust yourself, you feel confident. So decide. Decide what you want to do with your life. Decide how you want to look. Decide how you want to show up for yourself. Decide when you are in social situations that it is not important to compare myself right now. That person's success, that person's beauty, that person's XYZ literally has nothing to do with me. And if anything, whatever it is that I see outside of me, not only can I accept it and love it and see beauty in it because wow, people are beautiful, people are successful, it's amazing just to see so many people thrive in this world, but honestly, take that as motivation, take that as inspiration. Don't look at it like you can't have what you want because somebody is out here shining. Do not do that. You live in a huge universe. There are so many opportunities for you to have what you want. But again, it comes back to the story that you're telling yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I am gonna go and have a really good time at the festival. If you wanna see pictures and reels, then follow me on Instagram, Alicia Gogan, because I definitely am gonna be creating more content. So I feel like I told you guys I was gonna show you my outfit or not, I don't even know, but I guess I will. I'm wearing these True Religion black jeans. You probably can't really see much. They're not giving much, but I have this belt and it is from Urban Outfitters. It's a butterfly and it matches this, which is so cute. I got this at a little like boutique store and I tried to find if they had like online stuff to share with you guys, but they don't, so like, sorry. I did get it at the Distillery District in Toronto. I don't know the name of the store though. This shirt is from Garage. I believe I have this linked on my Like to Know It. Same with the jeans, by the way. They're True Religion jeans. And they look like this on the back, like very cute, whatever. Also, this hairpiece is from Luxy Hair. I think they still probably have it on their site. I've had this hairpiece for almost 2 years now. This is a real hairpiece. I used to wear a lot of different types of fake hair. I don't usually wear fake hair anymore, and I also just like wear my natural hair so much more. But when I go out sometimes, if I don't want to deal with my like natural curls and I'm going out for a long time, I'll do a slick back ponytail and then I'll have this in my hair. And this is literally the best thing. I don't need anything else other than this. And I've tried a lot of hair pieces. So I recommend Luxy Hair if you're looking for a hair piece. It looks literally perfectly real. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I feel really happy with my outfit, with my makeup, with my hair. I'm wearing exactly what I want. I am also bringing, I have this like long sleeve shirt in this bag, which is insane that I even got it in here because I know I'm gonna be cold tonight. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.